Hey y'all, Brenda Cole Knapp here with Sheila Perry. Most of you guys know her as the Cheer Zone Queen. So tell us, how did your start in cheerleading?
Well, thank you for having me. Number one, I was very excited to get the opportunity to talk with you guys and just kind of share my love and passion. And so how I got started, pretty simple. I started as a young athlete, but not in cheer at first, because cheer is kind of a newer, we were just discussing this, is a newer found kind of sport and industry. I started off in the traditional dance. I did some little league cheerleading growing up, and I did a lot of gymnastics and baton. And from there, when I started in school, with middle school and high school, I did middle school cheerleading, locally, of course, and then cheer in high school. And then I continued into college doing the same things. I worked for UCA, which is the company that you see all the summer camps at the colleges. I worked for them for about 7 years. And I did dance at the University of South Alabama. So I kind of stayed in the industry through middle school, high school, and into college. And then that's kind of how I just started. That's how I got into it, because it was just a natural affinity of mine growing up. So I was a student.
That's a long career.
Yeah, you know, I found this trophy the other day in the storage, and it was like from like 1994 or something. And it was like state champion baton twirler. And I was like, wow, these are just, I forget. So this isn't like a hobby I picked up. Like, it's kind of been a lifelong thing that I've done, right? So I didn't just fall into it. It's kind of something that I just really enjoy doing.
So with your joy and your passion for cheer and dance and all the things that come along with it, how did the Cheer Zone baby grow?
So I was in college, and I was in business school, and I really felt like I wanted to open a cheer gym. And actually, when I first went to college, I wanted to be in like PR, broadcasting, news anchors, right? PR, really thought that I would do something like that, even advertising, and started with my marketing classes. And I just really liked it. And I thought that as I was working for UCA in the summers, I said, I really feel like I'm good at this. Meaning, it made me feel really confident. I don't know if like when you do something that you really enjoy, or maybe when you feel like you're making a difference. Like, this might sound silly, but I felt like when I was coaching a team, I like made them better in their 30 minutes, you know? And so I felt, man, maybe I might do good at this, right? So I knew I liked doing it. And so I went to my family and said, look, I want to open a cheer gym. Now, mind you, there was really nothing down here like that. I think there was one place, and she was doing great, but I didn't know her, so I didn't really reach out or anything, but there were a lot of gymnastics places and dance studios. So cheer gym was really unheard of. Now, they had other places around the state, and I went and visited a friend of mine who has a cheer gym in Jackson, kind of got an idea, and I told my family, I said, I think I want to open a cheer gym, and they're like, graduate college and we'll open it for you. So I was like, done. So I actually, fun fact, used a lot of my Cheer Zone business plan in real life, because I was applying for a loan for my senior projects. So some of my business plan that I had to write, it was the real business plan, right? And so even marketing strategies, I used my own marketing strategies.
College professors must be very proud that the papers they graded actually came in.
Yeah, I thought so, and they gave me good feedback. So I got really one-on-one feedback. So I was ready to submit my business plan to the bank, and I had it proofread by my instructor, which is super neat. So I kind of applied it in real time. So that's kind of how it started. I just decided I wanted to do this, and I went with it.
So on that note, what would you tell people, kids, emerging seniors that have a dream and have a vision? What would you tell them in terms of like going after their dreams and just fitting that into what they're doing now to be able to achieve?
Dreams or opening a business? Which one?
All of them. Both. I feel like they're one and the same.
So I definitely think there's a correlation between working hard and achieving your goals. And I think that sometimes, in general, the population, we sometimes forget that it's a progress, it's a path, it's a journey, right? You're not instantly going to become a hit overnight. You're not instantly going to be the thing overnight. And sometimes you're going to fail a lot and mess up. And the beauty is you have to stay humble, and you have to know that you have to have the eagerness to get better. and be told no. And I think sometimes some people just don't like being told no. And for me, it's like, tell me no, and I'm like, okay, gotcha. So for me, no is, okay, let me figure out a different route. I'm going to make it happen. But again, that's my personality. But I think that some people get told no and they stop, right? In sports, in school, in relationships, anything, or jobs. And if someone tells you no, no matter how old you are, like, don't let that stop you. Like, find a different route. Try again. Try a different way. Ask for feedback. And I think sometimes we frown upon constructive criticism. And I think that I'm a big fan of constructive criticism. Like, tell me what I did. How can I fix it? What do you think about that? How did that make you feel? And so I think being more open as a society to hearing no, getting feedback, and fixing it and finding a new route, like, those are all very important things to our growth process, no matter what industry you're in. So I think just being open-minded and taking criticism.
Agreed. So how did your one baby obviously grow into 5 big babies?
So that's a really good question, and I have a great answer for it. So we're all the way up here in Sosha, and whenever we built here, there was literally nothing up here at all. It was just a bunch of the DeSoto National Forest and Cheer Zone, right? So I kept hearing the same thing over the years. People from Bay St. Louis, Ocean Springs, Wiggins, you name it, they would be like, I really want my kid to come in and go to Cheer Zone, but it's just too far. So I kept hearing that, and I was like, I think I can fix that. So I had a little idea that is actually not very common in our industry. Typically most people don't open up multiple locations, but they definitely don't open them up very close to one another. So I thought, how is that different than CVS or McDonald's or Burger King? It's literally,
every corner.
Not everyone can travel to the same dollar store, right? Not everyone can travel to the same Walmart. So I was like, okay, I get that. So the business model that I adopted was I thought it was really unique. So what I did was I decided to open up these little satellite places. And so it started with Long Beach. I found a really great building for really inexpensive rent. The landlord was fantastic. And I said, let's try it. It's not a lot of skin in the game. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. If it does, great. So I purchased some used equipment, and the equipment is very spendy. So I got us a floor and all the things, and we went for it. And from there, it started to really grow. And I was like, well, maybe this might work something else. So then, an area that I always thought was really booming was D'Iberville. The place is just hot.
When you open that one.
I love D'Iberville, the area. They have a lot of stores. They just bring a lot of opportunity for all businesses, and even young families too. All these neighborhoods were popping up. So then I was on the quest for, I have this sickness. I don't know what it's called, but once I do something as a goal, then I'm bored. I'm like, I need something else to do. It's not right. It's an illness. So I feel restless. Once I meet the goal, I'm itchy to do something else. Yeah. It's not right. I hate this. I wish this was not a thing, but it is. And it is.
More people should have that sickness.
No.
I feel like it's, can you cough on me? Can it be?
No. It's kind of like a curse and a blessing at the same time, because right now I'm like, what am I going to do next? But I do have something in the works, but I can't discuss it yet, but I'll kind of give some hints later. So I decided, let's go with D'Iberville. It seemed like a good fit. Found a great place, opened it. And I wish I would have been there 10 years ago. That place is fantastic. D'Iberville is an amazing place for anybody who is looking for a place to settle. I think D'Iberville is really a great centrally located area. It's local to here, to the beach, to Biloxi, to Ocean Springs. I think it's super great. Not a plug there. I live in Gulfport, but I just think it's a great little area. And that location is insane on the hour. Kids rolling in for classes, and we have wait lists there. It's just nuts. And then after that, then it just kind of continued. Then we opened up, I had an opportunity presented to me for this shared space they were doing in Bayview. Okay. And so I did that. And then what else did we do? Let's see. So we have here, Long Beach. Then we opened D'Iberville, and we opened D'Iberville right before COVID.
Oh no. Okay. So how did that affect your business?
Well, we kind of had a following, right? So it wasn't like we were starting from scratch. I couldn't imagine starting a business from scratch, meaning no brand recognition or anything during COVID, but we had a following. So when we first opened, we didn't have any problem getting people in, right? So we had our classes pretty full. Then COVID hit. So it really didn't affect us negatively, other than being closed for 56 days. Like our industry was one of the last industries to open because it's not, right.
So did you guys go virtual or anything like
we
that?
did offer some virtual classes. Every day of the week, we would offer these like Zoom classes, and it was great. Like one kid would be in the yard, her goats would come up while she was doing her jumps. It was great. But yeah, we tried to be innovative and like think of ways to keep going. But we were closed for a long time. But when we opened, kids were just so ready to come back. So it did not really negatively impact us other than financially not being able to be open, but and then kids not having an outlet. But then we opened the Bayview one, which is right next to Bayview Elementary. And then most recently we acquired, and I say acquired because we took over an existing location of, it was a different cheer brand. They were like our competitors. And I was super humbled that they reached out to me and they were like, hey, I mean, we compete against them directly all the time. And they called me and they were like, do you want to buy our gym? And I was like, oh, okay. So I did. And it's in Wiggins. So that's our last one that we've acquired.
For now.
For now.
Until she's bored.
I did have someone reach out to me a couple days ago and they were like, hey, would you like to open a gym in this area? I have a location. I'm like,
you're like, don't put it past me because
I just said,
bored now. So,
I'll get back with you. Yeah. It's just, no, but I don't ever have any like plans to open another one. But, have people reach out to me. They reach out to me and I'm like, let me think about it. And my husband's like, you're nuts. And I'm like, I know.
I love it when our husbands tell us
that. Right. Yeah. But secretly they like it, they do. Yeah. But so that's kind of how it started. Is it just started as like an idea of a business model that is, let's offer really great classes on the hour, quality classes to different clientele that can't necessarily travel to here. So all of our locations are about 30 minutes, like equidistance, I would say. Right. And so they open, the coast is so wide and broad, it really opens up to a whole different clientele. So like Long Beach, for example, opens all up to Bay St. Louis, past Christiane, all, the DeLille area, all of those areas. And then of course, Wiggins and then D'Iberville. So that's been really, you wouldn't think it, but 30 minutes one way really opens a whole 3 more cities. It's really a neat little concept in my opinion.
So is there any skill level or age level? Like can any skill level and any age come?
Yes. And that's like something.
I'm 42 this year. Do you think I can join?
Well, I'm sorry. I thought you meant kids. Sorry.
I do. I did. Yes. Okay, back. Kids.
So for kids, yes. And actually that's something that I take a lot of pride in, is that I don't really care your ability level. I don't really care your age when you're starting. None of that matters because everyone, I feel like, has their own journey and their own starting place. So we try to make it very attractive for the 11-year-old who's never done anything and wants to try out for school cheer, and she's like, help me. So we have a place for her. Then we've got the little babies that just start, they're 3 years old. They want to start and we have a place for them. And then we have a place for, all in between. Then we have like our intermediate students. And then we have some that are very high level performing athletes in the senior age group, and then even some college age kids. So last year and the year before, I had an adult team. That could have been your time to shine.
Dang.
Sorry, I'll make sure I put you on the list to reach out.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had an adult team. We had some people who were like college age, early 20s, mid to late 20s, and they were like, we want to cheer. It was non-tumble. It was only stunting and jumps. And they were like, okay, if I don't have to go upside down, I might can make this work. So we had a good time. It was really fun, but that was the only time we did that. Where we might, add that again. We're always open to fun stuff. But yeah, I definitely take a lot of pride in like offering just a place where no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, no matter what you look like, no matter how good you are or not good, you can come here. Like, I have a place for you.
In today's society, that's so important.
It is. And, I always talk about, like trying to change the way that people view cheerleading. In the past, it's been a very stereotypical, cheerleaders look like this and cheerleaders act like this. And I want to be different than that. Even when I was in school, like I was like, hey, come sit with us. Like always tried to be that. Yeah. And I think that kind of comes from the top. So when you are, very inclusive, and you pull people in, and you really make everyone feel wanted and needed and valued, then it rubs off on your staff. Then your staff becomes that. Then your kids become that. Then their families become that. I think now you're not going to reach everyone, but I feel like if I can try to, I feel like if I can at least try my very best to, and I'm not perfect, I'm human and I make errors too, but if I can at least provide a good space for kids, then maybe in turn they can produce something great in return into their communities, into their friends. And I don't know, I just trying to get not trying to sound cheesy, but it's important to me. I want people to feel, and like think that, oh, wow, they're such a cool person. They're so kind, not she's a cheerleader. I'm trying to change the way that people view that. In the past, it's been very stereotypical, and that's not the case anymore. I need all the body sizes. I need all the ages.
Well, thank goodness. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
I think you'd be a solid base girl. I could see you doing all the things.
So where can people get connected with you and your gyms?
So we do all of our stuff pretty much online because I just am not at all the locations, right? So we have a pretty streamlined process online. You can go to our main website, which is www.cheerzoneathletics.com. And then from there, if you're wanting to get started, we have an intro offer, and we sell these all the time. This is a great place to get started. It's a low-bearing offer, just a trial period. If your kids love it, great. If they don't, that's fine too. A lot of kids come back or it's not for them. But we offer a 6 weeks for $69 trial period. So they come in for the 6 weeks, they get to try all the things. And then at the end of the 6 weeks, if they love it, they can continue. If not, no big deal. They could say, we loved it, it was great, or it wasn't for us, But I will say that when we offer the trial, it's a little bit easier than whenever people, for example, come in to dance or something or gymnastics, and they're like, okay, you have to pay all this up front because we're going to do a recital. And the parents are like, I don't even know if my kid's going to like this. So this really kind of negates that, and it really makes it much easier to invest and to get like mentally engaged in, because by week 6, they're like, my kid loves this, we're ready to sign up for the year, versus me pushing that on them and then being like, we don't like it 6 months later. So I find that it's an easier process to do it that way, because the buy-in is much better. They mentally are like, we like this, or hey, it's not for us, and there's no skin in the game. There's no loss. So we offer the 6-week trial. It's definitely the way to go if you're thinking about getting your kid involved. We start at age 3. We go all the way to 18 or 42. But typically, sign me up, Mom. Typically, it's ages. It's school ages. It's 3 to 18, boys and girls. You do not have to have a lick of experience. You can be a total beginner, or you can have, experience. The 6-week trial is a great starting place. You can take it any location. You can sign up for any location. But the thing is, if you sign up at that location, you have to remain at that location for the 6 weeks, or you can't go back between the locations. You can, but it's for a different fee. So I definitely suggest it's 6 weeks for $69 is the way to go. And then after that, we have options there to be an established membership here. Okay. So and we offer tumble classes, cheer classes. We offer competitive teams for beginners, intermediates, and advanced. We do a lot of school cheer training. We train a lot of the local middle school and high schools. We've even done some stuff with some colleges. We've done some stuff with some dance studios. So there's kind of a plethora of things that we offer, but our main bread and butter is definitely just our classes on the hour, providing really great quality classes at all the locations. So whether your kid wants to come a little bit or they're really wanting to jump in and do competition, there's a place for them, and we don't push the competition. If your kid is not interested in competition, just do classes. So some places, they really focus their energy on their competition kids, and although we do as well, we really try to make sure we provide the same quality of instruction to our trial kids, to our 3-year-olds, to our 6-year-olds, to our 18-year-olds. And I think that possibly could be the reason for why the classes stay, at a pretty good rate and momentum, is because I think that their kids are getting a lot out of it, physically, mentally.
Well, this has been incredible. Is there anything else that you want to leave us with?
I really think that, for me, this place and classes, whether your kid is interested in cheer or anything, I think that this is so much more than cheer. It's really about the experience, about holding your kids accountable, being part of something, coming in and having goals. And we were talking about this earlier about working hard towards goals. Some kids maybe they're not super athletic, maybe they're not involved in other sports, but them knowing that I want to get this skill, I have to do this, this, and this to get there. I think those are really vital character building things to do, is to know like you have to put the work in to get the outcome that you want. And I think that it's so much more than just the cheer. It's just much more than the thing. It's just much more about the experience, them coming in and we know their name and they look forward to their class. And some classes, they're not going to be their best, but they still came in and did it anyways. And I think those are adult things. Like sometimes we don't feel like it, but we still have to do it because it's what we need to do and people are depending on us. So I think those are, for me, it's just much more than just cheer class or tumble class. It's about becoming good young
humans.
people. Yeah. So, the 6 weeks for like what you're buying for $69, you may not realize really what you're getting for the $69. I think it's a little bit more than that, just mentally. That's my opinion. So I'm a little partial to it.
I love that. All right, let's go tour the gym. Is that okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, guys, we're here at Cheer Zone in Saussure, and Sheila's going to give us a tour.
You like my little orange bow?
I love your orange bow. I noticed it as soon as I pulled up.
Come on in. Okay, so this is really cute. We have a lot of my athletes who move on. We have a lot more than just this, but these are kids who have actually physically cheered here on my teams, and they went on to cheer in college. And I think it's really neat to show boys, girls, all walks of life, that kids that cheered for us here and went on to cheer in college. I have a lot more, but this is just with my little wall of fame. I thought it was really cute. So in here is sorry, it's a little messy because we just finished our event Friday and we kind of threw everything in, but this is our retail space. And some people come in here because it's just quiet and it's just a little place to relax. But we have a really cute little boutique in here, obviously for all of our moms as well, everything. And you're going to notice all shades of orange. And I think it's really cool. We've got neon orange, burnt orange, Tennessee orange, all the things. So we have all kinds of cute little stuff here, just lots of vibrant stuff. I just set up our little table here on Friday for upcoming Valentine's Day stuff. So we try to just keep it cute and stocked and just all the fun things. We run a lot of sales. I try to make sure that we have our mom's, gear. We have our dad's gear and just lots of really fun stuff pretty much year round. Upstairs, we have a observation deck. Where our parents can sit and watch quietly. It's a good little, it's a good little space. And yeah, it's good because that way it really keeps the kids focused on there and there's not a lot of distractions. But yeah, it's a really nice little panoramic view of everything. I think if you can pretty much see all the areas. First, deck. Okay, so this is our hallway, which also doubles as another kind of seating area for anyone who may want to sit in the hallway or whatever. And then this is another room here that has glass that it really can't see. We had this when we first opened, so this is just our first spot we had, but some people who maybe can't go upstairs can sit in here. I thought this was really neat. So I came across this. This was, my grandfather drew this out. These were the original draft plans for the gym. And I just recently framed them and hung them up.
I love that. How nostalgic is that?
I thought it was cool because he really, he drew this from scratch. And it's pretty much the same exact thing what we did.
I love that.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah. Family ordeal. The whole family thing here.
Watch your step. So this is where we do the thing. We have, of course, full spring floors. They were custom built. They're beautiful. We have wide open spaces, but definitely there's a lot going on in here. You know, on any given night, there's kids everywhere, but in some sort of organized fashion. We have our tumble track area, and I keep this track here in the middle because our littles typically operate on this side, and it really helps keep them from running mid tumble pass, and not, it helps with safety. So our littles come over here typically, which is still accessible from like the viewing area. I make sure that they can be seen. We have all of our station stuff kind of organized and neat, set up. This is like all of our littles programming here. And then in here doubles as, we call it the dance room, and it is a dance studio. And actually, I'm going to let them in. They're here for some classes, which is not typical, but the kids are out of school today. Hey, come on in. Y'all are in our video. Say hello.
Hi.
Good morning. Hey guys. So I'm good. So this so when we first built it, I offered a lot of dance classes, and it also doubled as a birthday party room. We don't really do any birthday parties here currently anymore, just because the weekends are full of competitions, and I just don't have enough staff to do both for that. But we do offer birthday parties in Wiggins still. But some days we have to double this as a overflow space. You see the mats here because the floor is packed. Mm-hmm. So on any given night, we'll have to roll the mats out and also do a class in here. But Sarah, she actually runs a dance program here. You want to tell her what it's called so they can, yeah.
I own Elevate Dance Movement. We are an all-star dance program that kind of started. So I used to be one of her she-wolves, actually, from the hockey team.
I know.
And this is where we had our rehearsals. So it kind of came to me this summer that I could rent this room and start a little program. And I started with 5 kids, and now I have 20 in a waiting list that's growing. So without this amazing dance room, who knows where my business would be. And yes, I'm very grateful for it. We're here every Sunday for way too many hours, but we love that Miss Sheila lets us have it.
Well, I have a good relationship, which is like another kind of thing that kind of, I think, like as a testament, is the relationships that we've built with these students. Like Sarah was one of my former students, and she was an adult athlete on that adult team. 100%. Yes, and she just had such a great experience, and we continued to stay close. And she approached me about renting out the space, and I typically don't really do that, but I felt really confident and trusted her. So she actually rents the space out on Sundays, but again, they're here today because they're out of school. But I'm really happy that it's fostering, it's kind of bleeding into different areas of dance, and just more kids in here. So
yeah, absolutely,
for sure. Thank you. There, y'all are good. But yeah, so it's a really nice, big, wide open space. Another thing that we really, really focus on is, and now mind you, we have not been here all weekend, but we try really hard to make sure that our facility is always super clean. So for example, you text me this on Friday, I had not been here to clean. So this is what it looks like all the time. We don't scramble and clean all the time. We are constantly stay on it and make sure that it's always fresh and clean, because I feel like that's really important, because I would want the same for my child at a facility.
Such a great time today with Sheila Perry, owner of Cheer Zone Athletics. Thank you for having us and for everything you pour into these athletes in the community.